So, good morning, everybody. We're reading through Jeremiah 23 to 25. I think at one time or another I've been referred to as shepherd because I'm a pastor, and I sometimes hear other pastors referring to themselves as shepherds and referring to their flock. It's not something I hear as much as I used to hear, but the idea is that it's thought that pastors have been given responsibility for a flock, so they're referred to as a shepherd. We read here in Jeremiah, there's a reference to the shepherds. That's a generic term that's not meant to the spiritual leaders, but to all leaders of the people, whether it's political, military, spiritual. It's just to all the leaders. And the idea is that these leaders were given as servants to the people, to God's flock, to Father's people, to Father's flock. And they had the responsibility of leading and guiding these according to the ways of the Lord, according to His standards, according to His rules, His laws, and everything. And what had happened is that the leaders had become self-centered and selfish, and they started thinking that the people were there to serve them. And for their own selfish gain, they ended up leading these people astray in directions that the Lord had forbidden. And the people became diseased. And because of this, they were going to be held to a greater accountability because of what they had done with their responsibility. I'm quite aware that I am not I am a leader, but I'm not the head of my church. Jesus Christ is the only head. And I've been invited by Him to take up my responsibility of being a trainer, a teacher, one who comes alongside others to encourage, to help them understand. And I'm there not under my own desire, but because he called, He selected. And because He called, then the emphasis is on Him. He's called me, but He's called me not to do what I want to do. He's called me to a position of obedience where I teach what He wants me to teach. And I support where He wants me to support, and I encourage where He wants me to. So you get the idea, right? That I am under the head, and I'm one of the fivefold, and the fivefold is given as servants to the church, as trainers, to train them in the spiritual work, in the work that has been given to us, and in that there is a unity as we come together in this work. Come together as a unit, we grow up into maturity, into the head, into Jesus Christ. This is what's explained in the letter to the Ephesians. Paul had this wonderful revelation of what the church is. So I have to be very careful that at no point do I see myself as a king, as the church having the responsibility to serve me. It's not that kind of thing. Jesus says it's reversed. I, as a leader, I am the servant to the people. He has called me to serve the church, to serve the people He's put into my care. And I do that for their benefit, not for my benefit. And there's an accountability that I have to be very careful that I don't take advantage, that I don't abuse, because that's what happened to the leaders of Israel. They became abusers. They abused their position. They abused their responsibility. This is something that I'm not going to say weigh heavy on me, because nothing is supposed to weigh heavy on me, but this is something that I keep aware of. The king was supposed to write out the law for the king. People think it was the entire law of Moses, but it isn't. There was a specific law that was given to the king. And he was supposed to read that in the morning and again at night, and it was supposed to remind him of his place, that he wasn't there for him. As king, he had a responsibility, and it was in service to the kingdom. So, yeah, this is important. Those of us who are called to these leadership positions, that we really need to be reminded both morning and night that we are here to serve, and we're not here um, for our own desires. It's important. So pray for your leaders. Pray for those who have responsibility for you, um, to help you, to train you, to see you united with everybody else and growing up into maturity, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. So you guys be blessed, be encouraged, have a great day.